I'm Jeannie Jarneau, and I'm the founder of Beauty Heroes, and I'm here today with Dana Jackson, the founder of Beneath Your Mask, an independent beauty brand that, and I'm so excited to be here today with you celebrating a series of the indies.
I'm so excited to be here, Jeannie. This is literally a dream come true for an indie brand like mine.
Yes. Well, we've been talking for about a year and a half now. And so I've known about Beneath Your Mask for a while.
Yeah.
And I met you right when you first started your company.
Yep, at the Indie Beauty Expo in Dallas.
Yes.
And I was just, in this space, you are like the voice of indie beauty brand and clean beauty, so it's an honor.
Yes. Well, I remember when I met you, I was so captivated by your story, and I obviously love your products. And we've really just been talking and finding the right time to work together for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, I want to go into your story a little bit. It's quite the story, and you have written it very, very beautifully on your website. So everybody should really visit Beneath Your Mask and get the full download of what happened to you that changed your life completely. It was quite traumatic and led you to start this incredible brand and make your hero product, actually your health journey really birthed this hero product. But why don't you tell us a little bit about it and how, really Beneath Your Mask now is a part of your day-to-day sort of maintenance and, healing, actually continually healing and taking care of yourself.
Yeah, definitely. No, I was diagnosed with lupus, as you know, in 2011 after while working in a career in entertainment. And as I began to heal after, losing all of my hair and gaining 100 pounds in water weight and having rashes from head to toe, I wanted to heal.
Really severe.
Yeah.
I know a few people with lupus, and there's different types.
It affects everyone differently. And mine was in my kidneys as well, which is what caused me to retain the water. And so my skin stretched beyond capacity. I mean, if you can imagine gaining 100 pounds in 30 days and losing it that fast, what it does to your skin, and then going through chemo, and then losing all of your hair and having rashes from head to toe. As I began to heal, learn about what I was putting in my body, this was the first time in my life I paid attention to what I was putting on my body. I never treated my skin like an organ prior to this.
Right.
And so I was getting healthier, I was getting better, I was feeling better, and I wanted to look better again, and I wanted to feel like, a little bit of my old self again. I didn't want my whole life to be about being sick.
Right.
And so I did not want my beauty to feel medicinal. I wanted it to still feel special and luxurious and chic and sexy. And I wanted it to look great on my dresser. And so I began just mixing ingredients up in my kitchen. And I still had a job at the time. I was still working in entertainment, but I wanted to repair this damage to my skin and hair in a way that was just non-toxic, but still beautiful. And that is how I created Heal Whipped Skin Soufflé, which is hands down our hero product. And I think I have it here.
You were looking for, I remember when you were telling me this, you needed intense nourishment for your skin.
I needed intense hydration. But I also had the darkest purple stretch marks you've ever seen from that stretching. My skin was thinned out from the chemotherapy and all the steroids and medications. My hair had fallen out from the roots and was just so thin that I ended up cutting it all off. I needed something potent. I needed something strong, but I didn't want it to have chemicals and toxins in it,
Right.
With an autoimmune disease, your body is attacking everything that you put on it that's not super, super clean. And so I wanted it to be potent and effective, but also super clean.
So this is what came of that. You made this first for yourself at home, right?
This was just for me.
Heal.
I never intended on selling this, but I used to give it.
It's so rich.
It's so rich and thick. I used to give it as gifts to people, just as like for the holidays A little bit goes such a long way.
Yeah.
And I mean, you see how thick it goes on, how luxurious it is. And
you would put this all over your body.
I would put this all over my body, even on my hair. I literally use it head to toe, especially if you have drier skin or like you want to use it day and night. Some people just using it in the evenings because it is extremely thick. I use it day and night. I mean, it's addictive. Like you can't go back to something else after this.
And it smells like lemongrass. It's got a really uplifting, fresh, clean smell.
And there's lemongrass, there's population lavender, so it sources the highest altitude in France, and there's tea tree oil in there. So you have those antibacterial effects. It's just amazing for the skin. It hydrates where everything else fails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for people to touch this because it really is so decadent. And like you said, you're so beautiful,
Thank
Dana. Just such a beautiful woman, inside and out, I will say, because now I've known you for a while, and it's like every time I talk to you, I so really enjoy seeing you. It's just every time I see you, it's a light. And like you said, you wanted your products to look beautiful and smell beautiful, and still be that real have that intensity to them. And so everything about Beneath Your Mask is so beautiful, so clean, and so elegant, just like you. It really is like a manifestation of you. So I really love this brand so much.
And I really wanted to wanted it to represent me, because I wasn't that person that, you have this idea of what clean beauty looks like and what it smells like. And I wanted this to be for that person who lives in every world, like I can still be a glamour girl and still want clean things. And that's why I just didn't want to compromise on any level from the packaging. And this is one of those products to actually heal and nourish where men love as well, and which is why I wanted the packaging to be something that a man would be comfortable having on his.
That's actually true. I've never thought about that. Like Heal, it's not got a feminine, like a flowery feminine
not
scent.
At all.
So it's totally unisex.
This is the one that couples fight over.
Yeah.
Like once it's oftentimes introduced to a man by his woman, and then he's using it and they're fighting over it and they're figuring out, okay, wait a minute, I saw your fingerprint in there. Like, so
or if it's going too fast. Yeah.
So that was the intention behind the look of it, was that I wanted, men to be comfortable having it on their bathroom dresser as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then, it's hard to sometimes, your brand is small. And so each product is so special because you've only got 5 products, right? And so Polish is another really unique product. It's a body scrub, and this is it. And tell us about it. And it's different the way that you put it on. So tell me about that.
Of course. So Polish complements Heal amazingly because it has the same scent profile of the lemongrass, lavender, and tea tree. But what makes Polish so amazing is it's formulated with dead sea salt versus sugar, like many scrubs are. I wanted that detoxifying effect. So much of my healing process was cleansing, detoxing, getting those toxins out. And so it goes on dry. So it gives you that like deep exfoliation. And
so you go into the shower.
You
don't turn the water on.
Right. You don't turn the water on yet.
And you use Polish first as a scrub all over.
Scrub all over. And you apply it and you massage it. I like a vigorous massage. I like to feel like I'm turning over every dead skin cell that exists in my body, but it's up to you how much exfoliation you want. And then when you turn the water on and you rinse it, and it melts into the most beautiful oil. And then so when you get out of the shower, you're going to pat your skin dry and you seal all that in with Heal. It is a next level spa experience in your home. You don't want fabric to touch you. I won't even leave the house after I do it. I just feel too good. My skin feels too good.
On and a book.
It's the most amazing feeling ever.
Yeah.
I was
told. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The funny thing about Polish is and I learned this from my customers. They use it as a scalp scrub as well.
Ooh.
And I was like, amazing. Like light bulb went off. So I use it like that too, because again, it melts into that oil. So it's really good for that itchiness and the flakiness in the scalp if you have dry scalp or anything like that. So
I could see men really using that too with short hair or, balding.
Yeah.
That could be
and
really
just
great.
like parting the sections, even if you have long hair, and going in your part with the scrub. Yeah. It's an amazing. And I love multitaskers. And I think that's the beauty when you have pure natural ingredients, is that you literally can use them everywhere.
Yeah. And then there's Nourish.
Nourish is another
also for hair and body
top seller. Yeah, absolutely. And so Nourish is our skin and hair serum. And the idea behind a skin and hair serum was that for many people who have really sensitive skin, what you put in your hair is all the time getting on your face. And so I wanted something that wasn't going to then break your face out. If you work out and you sweat and the oils are getting into your face. I was literally that person that would either break out every time I went to the hair salon, or if I worked out, I would break out because I'm sweating these hair products into my face. And so I wanted a serum that you could use everywhere so that all the oils are non-comedogenic. And for face, you can use it as a serum at night. You can also use it directly on rashes and scars. It's the most amazing scar treatment. It's super potent. But then for hair, you can use it for thinning edges, because again, I had issue with, and then one of the medications I was on long term thins your hair out. And so I wanted something you can apply directly to the scalp that wouldn't give you buildup. The way I use it all the time is I mix it with my conditioner, and I'll sit under the steamer or just like leave it on for like 30 minutes. A lot of times I'll leave it on overnight, but then I mix it also with my leave-in conditioner just for a deep, intense treatment, because it's not heavy at all. It absorbs extremely fast and doesn't give you that buildup.
So what about putting it on your scalp before you shower? Can you put it on before you shower and then sort of leave it on for a while, or even overnight?
You can leave it on overnight as like a hair
off.
mask. A lot of times I'll put it on before I even wash my hair, just for that intense hydration. So you can use it as a hair mask that way. And also just putting it directly on your hair after you blow dry or before you, heat style.
I know.
Just a little.
It smells incredible too. I mean, you can wear this as, I mean, it's really, what am I smelling?
You're smelling peppermint. There's lemongrass in there as well. So it's geranium. It's super.
But it's not, this too also isn't so feminine. It's really unisex.
Yeah, because I have a lot of men that use this as a beard oil as well. And again, both of these two especially, but including this one, men love as well. And so that was intentional in terms of the scent profiles as well as the packaging.
Well, Beneath Your Mask is a beautiful name for a company.
Thank you.
And I think, you've been reaching so many women through your story and through your products. And I wanted to kind of bring up, this Indies discovery that we're working on. We're giving back. It's holiday, and we wanted to give back a portion of each discovery to a different charity. And I wanted to, I have several friends with different autoimmune disorders, several friends with lupus, but autoimmune disorders will target minority populations more than they will the non-minorities. And I wanted to kind of understand why you think that is, and how Beneath Your Mask supports women.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that's because of like socioeconomic issues. One of the things that I realized in my own healing journey was just how expensive it was for me to get healthy. At any given point, I was just spending thousands of dollars a month on supplements. And what if I could not have afforded that? You know, so I think it's access to clean and healthy food. I think it's not having a lifestyle that's stressful. So when you have communities that are constantly stressed, they're going to be affected more by autoimmune diseases. When you have communities that are in food deserts or don't have access to food and healthcare, they're going to be affected more, and then being diagnosed later. So now when they are diagnosed, their disease is at a worse phase than had they dealt with it earlier.
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's why minorities are affected more. And I think, and that is why we do a couple of things. So with this box, which I'm so excited about, we'll be donating a portion to Hand in Hand for Lupus. And it's an amazing foundation that two best friends started. They grew up together.
It's an amazing story.
And they were diagnosed with lupus both at 30 years old, which was also the age I was diagnosed. So when I met them, their story just touched my heart, and they introduced me to so many other women who made my story look like nothing, because they had been through so much, but were still so hopeful and so happy. And so I'm excited to give back to that foundation through this box. And then the other thing we do as a company is we donate quarterly our collection to a minority affected with lupus or other autoimmune disease. And the reason that I do that is because I think that self-care and non-toxic beauty is so important and such an important part of your healing journey. After supplements and medication and doctor's visits and food, you don't have the money for beauty, maybe, And so I used to do a lot of Thai massages when I was healing. I did a lot of stuff that a doctor would not deem that important, but it was so important in my healing journey.
Right.
And I think a healing journey needs to be whole. It needs to include the spiritual, the mental, and the physical to truly, truly work. And that is why I think that something that may seem as simple as beauty plays such a role, because how you feel, you should really want to pamper and take care of yourself at whatever your phase your body and your health is in. So if you have rashes, you should still massage the most beautiful butter all over your body. If your hair is falling out, you should still treat it well. Love what you have and you will be replenished,
Yeah, and I know that you wanted Beneath Your Mask to be able to show a woman on the other side of a health tragedy, the one that you had, and be inspiring, because you would have needed that when you were at that very, very dark place, right?
Yeah. So one of the toughest things for me is when somebody tells me that I just got diagnosed a month ago. I feel it all over again.
Right.
And I remember just when the doctors were telling me you might have this, the first thing that we all do is go to Google. And what Google showed me made me want to jump off my balcony in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Literally, I would be lying if I said that I was just not devastated. And I want somebody who's Googling, I might have lupus, or I was just diagnosed with lupus, or what is lupus, or what does it look like? I want them to see me and know that there is beauty on the other side of that journey. There's beauty on the other side of that struggle. And that's why Beneath Your Mask is so much more than just a line of beautiful, effective products. It's a journey. It's appreciating your struggle. It's seeing the beauty in everything that you go through. And I found the beauty in lupus, and I'm honestly grateful for it, because I'm changed. I'm a different person because of it. And now I can share kind of what I've gone through, and hopefully somebody else that's going through that won't go to the dark places that I went to,
Yeah. Well, I think that is the true meaning of beauty. I think if anybody knows somebody with an illness or going through a health journey, this is definitely your story is one to share and one to inspire others. And I'm really excited. It is winter time, and these products are so good for this time of year, and will I think just be really well loved. So very excited to share Beneath Your Mask through Beauty Heroes and to talk to you today. So
thank you so much for having me,
Thank
Jeannie.
you.
I'm so grateful.
Yeah. Well, hero on, girl. Hero on.
Thank you.
All right.